Hey, how you doing? This is John, and welcome to John's Longbox. Yeah, I've been streaming all day today. Anything to avoid doing my homework. I have to do 30 hours of OSHA online training, so I'm playing games. So I already beat the Kingpin earlier today, but you know what? I had so much fun, and it's so difficult. I'd like to try one more time before I put the Kingpin away and try something else. Let me just move this over, and then we do that. So I'm playing a game called Marvel United. Okay, here is the box cover. So as you can see, this is a deep box. It's got a million characters. I just took, just look at all these other characters I got here. MODOK, different bad guys, the Rhino, Hela. Who's that? I don't even know who that is. Venom, Carnage. Jeez. Baron Zemo, but whatever. I got like almost everything. I think I'm only missing one thing as far as Marvel United. So as always, when I do these, I put the link in here, and if you want to pop in and talk with me, that's fine. So I've picked the Punisher. So there's this little Punisher miniature. Okay, he's over there in Midtown High School. I picked all the New York City related tiles to play in because Kingpin, Punisher, Daredevil, it's all New York. It's all New York. And then we got Moon Knight because the minimum you could play solo is with 3 characters. So Kingpin is pretty rough, actually. Kingpin is pretty rough. What he does is the only way to win is to beat the Kingpin. But there's a million ways to lose. If ever I have no cards in my hand, my cards are my hit points. So if ever I have no cards in my hand, I lose. If the Kingpin takes all 6 of these plan tokens, I lose. If I go to reach for a Kingpin card and there are no Kingpin cards, I lose. So there's a million ways to lose. Only one way to win. Now, these are called missions. There's 3 missions. I got to clear all the threats. That's take these little cards away. I have to do 4 of them. I have to defeat 9 thugs. I have to rescue 9 civilians. I have to clear away 2 of these cards, solve 2 of the missions before I could even fight the Kingpin. But the thing is, the Kingpin has connections. So any thug that I defeat doesn't go on this card because Kingpin intimidates people. We get no information. Kingpin also has secrets. So any civilians that I rescue, they do not go on this card. So I have to, he makes it really, really tough for me to be a superhero. So as always, the Kingpin goes first. Hey, Zachtan, how's it going today? How's everybody? How's Zachtan? This laptop updated for like 20 minutes today, so I'm hoping things run smoother. I've been having technical difficulties. So let's grab the first Kingpin card. Oh, here's the Kingpin. Reds are villains, so there's the Kingpin. And then Kingpin has a henchman, Bullseye. So there's Bullseye. Bullseye is just a pain in the neck. So Kingpin, you just follow the cards. He's going to go 1. So the Kingpin leaves Central Park. He just hired Bullseye. Bullseye is watching these 3 territories. He goes to the police headquarters. And he just fills the place full of crooked cops. All right. Now, I can't fit any more people. So this is filled. That means there's an overspill. If there was a hero here, he would do damage to them. But there's no heroes there. So that's the Kingpin's first move. So the Kingpin is consolidating power. Zachtan, I hate it when my computer updates with. Oh, I did it on. I gave it permission because I'm hoping that clears up these online problems that I'm having. It just seems to freeze up. Maybe it'll run smoother. How you doing? How's everybody? Again, can you see the star? I always get a little nervous. Can you see the star? The StreamYard invitation. All right, so I have 5 cards. You always draw 1 at the beginning of your turn. And ideally, what I want to do is place heroic action tokens. These are heroic action tokens. They look like stars. I want to put them on these, they're called threats, and clear them off the board so that I can start doing my job. So let's see. Daredevil will go first. So Daredevil has a move and a heroic action. So Daredevil's over here. He has a move and a heroic action. So he's down here in Queens, and he's gonna start investigating the secrets. As long as this threat is in play, any rescued civilians are discarded instead of being placed on the mission card. So I may rescue the civilians, but they run away and hide. They don't help out. And now he's going to move. So he'll move over here to Midtown High School. So I draw another card. Ideally, I'm looking for stars. So Moon Knight has 2 moves, but he also has, you get to use the actions on the card before. So he gets 2 moves and 2 heroic actions. So he's going to go here, here, and then he's going to move to Queens. Okay. There we go. There we go. And now I draw another card. And I'm looking for like movement. So, all right. So the Punisher, he has heavy firepower. So I'm going to play him. So the Punisher has do 2 damage in any actions. So it looks like the update didn't help. I'm still having problems. So the Punisher card says heavy firepower. So do 2 damage in any location and then 1 damage in both adjacent locations. So he fires from Midtown High School at Bullseye. Boom! Hits 2 damage. So Bullseye takes 2 damage, and then we do a damage to this thug and a damage to that thug. It doesn't, the spillover damage doesn't really help, but it frees up space on the cards, it'll clear up the cards in case there's an overspill. And now he gets a movement and a star. So he's going to move over here and put his heroic action over here. So Punisher and Moon Knight are now investigating Queens. Now that's 3 heroes go. 3 heroes go. So what does Zach10 say? So this is what I'm going to do. At the beginning of the bad guy's action, I'll read the chat. So what does this say? It's acting up. Am I frozen or anything? All right, so I can't even read what it says. All right, audio is acted up. It's back now. All right, so the Punisher is going to go. Here is the Punisher's card. So let me see. Is this working? There we go. Kingpin may not be quite the threat of doom or some other, but he seems to restrict resources. Yeah. What he does is he rules by intimidation, so that the witnesses don't want to testify against him, and then the corruption. You know, he throws out a lot of thugs. He throws out a lot of corrupt cops and stuff like that. So we're gonna rotate him. So only 5 more and he wins. Okay, so 5 more and he wins. Now he has a BAM. So you read BAM. Deal 1 damage to each hero in Kingpin's location. There's no hero there. All right. Then this also says BAM. So whenever there's a BAM, this happens. Deal 1 damage to each hero in this location and both adjacent locations. And then discard 1 civilian from each of these locations if there are no heroes. So Bullseye just taking out hits. These are taken. So he kills a good cop. He kills somebody in Central Park to testify. He was going to testify against the mob, and somebody at Times Square, a good lawyer that what I mean. He's just taken out anybody who's a potential threat. And then the card says drop 3 thugs over here. That's the police headquarters. So he killed the good cops and filling it with corrupt cops. That's what Kingpin does. All right, so now I go. All right. So unfortunately, this card doesn't have any actions to share. So whoever goes here is just going to go by themselves. So the Punisher is going to go. He has a heroic action. So I'm going to place that. We're going to take this heroic action. And the people in Queens may be scared of the Kingpin, but they're more scared of the Punisher now. So cleared with threats. So Queens is back to normal. And it says, at the end of your turn, if you have 1 or 2 cards in your hand, you may draw a card. Well, I have a bunch of cards. So that power doesn't work, but it's good to know that power is in the game. So I'm going to draw. Ideally, I want stars. Because I can't even rest. Where's Daredevil? I want stars. All right. All right. So I'm going to play this Punisher card. All right. So Punisher gets a movement and a fight. So you get the card before it. So you can see it on the screen. We got a star, a movement, and a fight. And you do it in any order that you want to. So first, Punisher is going to move. Okay. Then he's going to fight this guy because he's the Punisher. But unfortunately, it doesn't go on the card until we destroy the Kingpin's connections. But heroic action clears this. So he goes to Brooklyn Bridge and busts up Kingpin's influence there. So now we got rid of both of those cards. Now when we rescue civilians, they actually count towards our mission. So what does Zachtan have to say? It doesn't want to work. Okay, it doesn't want to work. All right, it'll pop up when it pops up. Seems like everything's taking its own time. So now I draw a card. All right, so I'm going to play this Punisher 2 fight. 2 fight. No. Okay, I'm going to try something up. Okay. Oh, talk about getting caught up in a gang war. Yep. That's what this whole scenario is. Both Punisher and Bullseye are taking people out. Yep, that's what they do. That's what they do. Is this Zachtan? This isn't the first time you're watching me play this, is it? So I'm going to play Daredevil. Blind Justice. Gave 1 movement token for each thug you defeat this turn. He's only... All right, so that doesn't even help. Damn it. Damn you. Nothing is really speaking to me. All right, so we're going to play this. So he gets 2 moves. This guy, even though it doesn't help us, because for each he has radar sense for each action token. Okay. No, you've been in a few of these. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. So he fights, and uh, so we'll just put this right down here. And now he has two movements. He's not even going to move. He's not even going to move. All right, that's three actions. All right, so the Kingpin. Go to the Kingpin. There, he attacks. He kills this civilian. He kills this civilian. And this civilian. So he's more people that were going to testify against the Kingpin. Some guy that didn't pay up his insurance racket, money, and then we drop Thought. Go run in to face the Punisher, and then these guys go to Central Park, selling drugs in the park, and that's that. All right. So now I'm going to draw a card. One. So Moon Knight, he gets this movement from over here, and he gets a star, and he gets a fight action. He's busted up the Kingpin's connections in the school, but there's nobody to fight, so the fight is a waste. So there we go. All right, so we draw another card, but we have a fight, a heroic action, and two wild actions. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Let's see. So he's got two wild actions. So he'll put a heroic action here, and he busts up the Kingpin's connections in the schools. Okay. He will use one wild action to move. He will use a wild action to move, and then he'll fight this guy. But the connection. All right, I'm going to try something bold. I'm going to try. Well, Zach Dan says wild actions. Oh no, the tier of decisions. Okay, so the Punisher moved 2 to Central Park, and then he's going to do 2 damage to. I'm risking it because we haven't taken any damage yet, and that's the way Punisher is. Now the Kingpin is going to go. Of course he gets a bam. Of course he gets a bam. So he's going to go to location 3. He's going to hit Moon Knight. Boom. He attacks Moon Knight. The Bullseye attacks the Punisher. All right. And then 2 thugs show up over here in Brooklyn. Well, it's a good thing we fought. And then 1 thug in Queens. And 1 thug at the police headquarters. If you can see the police headquarters, there's no good cops left. It's all bad cops. It's all bad cops. The whole police system has been taken over by bad cops. All right, so now I go. I really wish I had a Punisher card. Really wish I had a Punisher card. I could beat up Bullseye right now. So Moon Knight. Moon Knight is going to play, or is he? We'll do Daredevil. Can. All right. Where Daredevil's could move there. We can't rescue thugs yet. He still has. So the best move is to play Moon Knight. Dissociative identity disorder. Shuffle your hand and your deck together, then draw 3 cards. So we'll do that first. It gives us 1 card advantage. I was going to hold that until we were down to 1 card. So it's a little cheesy way of recovering hit points. I guess Moon Knight's insanity gives us strength. All right, so we get Moon Knight has 4 attacks. So he's going to take out 3. And we do this and rescue him. So while we were buffering, Moon Knight took out because I'm going to smash this laptop. So I got a turn over here. That's going to be pretty cool. I was waiting for this stupid computer to get back to where it needs to be. Let me turn on the overhead camera. This is excruciating. I don't blame anybody for bailing. All right, you can see me. This is driving me nuts. This is driving me nuts. Does anybody have any suggestions on what I should buy to if I thought of it, then it's got to be something that I could just boost the signal upstairs. All right, how long is this going to last for? All right, so how long is this going to last for? All right, so I'm going to play the Punisher. No, this is the same computer. This is the same computer. All right, so Punisher has 1 wild action and 2 attacks. So he's going to hit Bullseye, defeating Bullseye. So Bullseye is defeated. His card goes away. We clear this mission. Okay, so these slide down. Now the villain acts after every 2 cards. So Kingpin ups his game, but we defeated what's his face? Bullseye. So now these 2 guys run away from the Punisher. They're both going to run to Times Square because that's the power on the card. That card was a little too full. So now he has 1. Oh, no, it's not the end of his turn. It's not the end of his turn. So he's going to kill. No. So it's not the end of his turn. So only took one of these attacks to take out the Bullseye. He's going to use. He might as well. He's going to use the other attack to take out this guy, even though it doesn't help because we still have these connections over here. And then he's going to come over here, and that's the end of his action. That's the end of his action. So Punisher, Frank is going to the police. He's going to deal with all the corrupt police. All right, Kingpin is going to go. Kingpin is his card. He goes 2, and bam. So he hits Daredevil. That stinks. He hits Daredevil. Some kid comes out and says, "Oh, look, Daredevil is fighting the Kingpin." And then these civilians come out. All right. So now it's my turn. Daredevil is in the same spot with the Kingpin, but he can't fight the Kingpin yet. So he gets a wild action, and he's got civilians there. So he's gonna be the bigger guy. He's gonna be the bigger guy. So he's gonna rescue 2 civilians. We need to clear one of these cards, and it looks like it's not going to be this card. So there. So he ends his turn there. So he gets a star action because that's what it says. At the end of turn, get one of those cards. I'm not going to mess with bringing up chats. It looks like it's not working well. So Tony Grigo asks, who, in my opinion, played the best live-action Punisher? I have a soft spot for Ray Stevens. I just like that actor, but I got to go with the Netflix one, whatever that actor's name was, the same guy who played Shane in Walking Dead. But I did not like Thomas Jane. I like him. I just didn't like that Punisher. I don't know. I just didn't like that movie. All right, so now I'm going to draw again. We get a star. Oh, cool. So I'm going to play Punisher. Has 2 wild actions. Can you see? Oh. Punisher has 2 wild actions, and I'm going to combine that with Daredevil's heroic action, and we're just going to clear. So Punisher, like a boss, just goes into the police station, just starts beating up the corrupt cops, and just destroys the Kingpin's web of connections. That's the end of the Punisher's turn, and it says on his tile, you may discard one thug from any location. Now it says discard, so you don't get put it on the card, but that's full, and I don't want to risk. So now the Kingpin goes 5. He's going to Queens. He goes to Queens. He wants to get some good Chinese food. I mean, he is a slob after all. This fills up. There's overspilled. Nothing happens. We get a thug at the Brooklyn Bridge, and we get 2 more tourists. So that card fills up. We get a thug over here, and 2 more students. They're going to school. Okay, so that wasn't that bad. I'm going to draw a card. Punisher's not taking it. Yeah, he's not pulling any punches. Yeah, this game is really fun. I wish you guys could. Oh, the Dolph movie. I forgot. I counted. I forgot about it. But I still say the best one is the. I can't think of the actor's name. The one in Netflix. So it looks like we want to rescue civilians. Oh, but we could take out thugs. We could take out thugs too. So what do we want to do? Daredevil's gonna go. Okay, so Daredevil's gonna go. Blind Justice. Gain 1 movement token for each thug you defeat this turn. So he's gonna take out a thug. Boom. We could put it on that card. We get a movement token, so we could put it right here. Okay. He also has 2 wild actions. So for 2 wild actions, he's going to rescue these 2 civilians. And then he ends his turn here, and he gets another star. So we're built. I put this over here so you can see it. These are wild actions that, or not wild actions, but these are extra actions that anybody could take these tokens and spend them on their turn. That's like you do that in the competitive game too. I mean, not the regular game with other players. You put them in a pool, and anybody could use them. You know. Love the Dolph Lundgren film. I like Dolph Lundgren. I just like Dolph Lundgren, I got to admit. All right, so I'm going to draw another card. If we could rescue 3 more civilians, we could start taking out. We could start taking out the Kingpin. Is anybody in? There's like no civilians on the board. All right, so Moon Knight's going to go. Moon is going to play a heroic action, and he gets a fight action from Daredevil's previous card. So first he takes out this thug. Boom. Then he's going to take out, rescue that civilian. And then he's going to end his turn there and would have to any location and then rescue 1 civilian from this location. So there we go. You know what? Yeah. We'll put a civilian over here because he's got plenty he could rescue. There we go. So that's 2. Now the Kingpin's gonna go. Kingpin's card says to move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, could you see that? The Kingpin goes right to Frank. Intimidate. What happens is he's releasing 2 civilians show up. So these are legit lawyers. These show up. Only space for 1. Since there's an overflow, the Punisher is going to take a damage. And since I don't have a Punisher card, Moon Knight's going to take the damage. And I always think it's just Moon Knight. This is plausible. This is Kingpin staring down the Punisher. So the Punisher is the witness as somebody else shoots Moon Knight. And Kingpin's like, but I was over here. I had nothing to do with it. Okay. Then I got to put a civilian here and a civilian over there. I just like like when little weird things like that happen, I have like a little reason, an explanation for them. All right. So now I got to be careful. I only have one card. I draw a card. We have a star action and a fight action and a fight action. All right. So what we're going to do is, well, I can't do Moon Knight. I don't have a Moon Knight card. All right. So I'll do Daredevil. All right. So Daredevil. Daredevil gets this star action. So for the star action, he takes and rescues that civilian. Then he goes down to Queens. And now the Kingpin is vulnerable to damage. So now we could start beating up the Kingpin. All right. And he ends his turn. If you have one or two cards in your hand, you may draw a card. So I have one card, two cards. All right. Now at the beginning of my turn, I draw another card. All right. So Punisher is going to go. Yes, Punisher is move and attack. So he has two moves, two attacks. So for his two attacks, he hits the Kingpin. Of course, he's going to hit the Kingpin. So boom, boom. And then for two moves, he's going to go to Queens. Why? Because if you have one or two cards, you get to draw another card. Punisher ain't stupid. Punisher ain't stupid. All right. Fortunately, it's the Kingpin's turn. He's going to go 3. 1, 2, 3. Kingpin's going down to Midtown School. It's a BAM, but there's nobody there. Two civilians are going to show up over here. Oh, good. I thought there was going to be no room. I thought that was going to be bad. And then two civilians show up in Times Square. Nice. Nice. Now it looks like everything's working. Now it looks like everything's working. All right. So now we go. All right. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? All right. Move and attack. Move and attack. All right. So the Punisher has a move and two attacks. So he hits the Kingpin twice. All right. Now we draw another card. It's Moon Knight. All right. What do we want to do at Moon Knight? I kind of want. All right. I can't get him there. I don't have enough movement to get Moon Knight there. All right. So Moon Knight's going to play a wild action. He's going to use his wild action to move. And then he's going to use his fight to take out a thug. If we clear this card, we get to draw 3 cards. So that's not bad. And then at the end of your turn, you may discard 1 thug from any location. We're going to take this one out. We send the cops down to Queens. Cops, take out a rival, corrupt guy. They were afraid that Daredevil was going to beat him into talking, so the cops take him out. Why? Because this card was full. And it didn't really matter. I just wanted 1 thug on that card. So that's 2 heroes. Now we got a BAM. Advance the plan. Place him on the lowest number token. So where is the lowest number token? So he goes. He fakes out the Punisher and shows up here again. Takes that token. Punisher is going to take a damage. Takes the damage. Again, it's plausible deniability. Oh, I was in Midtown High School when they fought Daredevil. All right, that's a BAM. And then a thug here. He always travels with an entourage. It's a good thing I cleared that space, or we would have just lost the game. And then a thug here. All right. I think this is the farthest I've ever made it. on this. All right, so now I don't have any Moon Knight cards. Punisher card. Punisher is on the spot with him. Oh, Punisher ends his turn here. If we get a star. I don't know if we're gonna need it, but Moon Knight is all the way over here. I got a bunch of Moon Knight cards. Uh, uh, let's see. Do you like the Ben Affleck Daredevil film? I thought they could have done better on the. I thought they could have done better on the whole movie. I didn't have a problem with Ben Affleck as Daredevil. Jennifer Gardner was not Elektra. Jennifer Gardner's like too wholesome looking. Elektra's supposed to be exotic, but she looked great in the outfit. The Elektra movie was horrible, but overall it was a very flawed movie. There was things I liked about it, but for the most part, I thought it was flawed. All right, so we get a wild action. One. This kind of stinks. All right, so we're gonna play Moon Knight fights. So he has a wild action and a fight. He's just gonna take out these two cops, these corrupt cops, beats them up, and then at the end of his turn, you may discard one thug from any location. Again, this is full. We want to fill up this card so everybody could draw 3 cards. We want to do that. All right. Now I draw another card. My favorite card in the deck. All right. Precision shot. Do 4 damage against a single enemy. Damage you deal this turn cannot be canceled or reduced. So Kingpin just gets right into Frank's face. Frank just pulls out Sig Sauer P229. Boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 shots right into the Kingpin's face. And we win. And we win. And he uses that last fight to take out this guy. And clears the last man. Punisher just annihilates everybody. That was perfect. That was perfect. Kingpin. Like I said, this is the last Kingpin story. So there we go. I'll take all these Kingpin cards. So what do you think about that? I'm sorry. Anybody know of anything? Is there such a device that I could plug it upstairs to boost the signal? And then maybe plug it in over here? I mean, I could run wires, but I guess it's not that bad. I would just have to run a wire, move that ceiling tile, and every time I stream, plug it in. I don't know. I'm just reluctant to drill holes in the house. So I'm gonna take all these cards. I'm gonna separate this, and if the internet holds up, I might try something different. And if I do try something different, I'm gonna make another stream just so people could search for it. Yeah, they have a router boost. Ernest, do you know any information? Could you send me a direct message on Twitter, a DM on Twitter that would like of a product or something like that I could check out? You know, I'm woefully ignorant about stuff like that. So, all right. So this is the Kingpin's cards. Now I got to separate these into their decks. Let me just make sure these are only Kingpin cards. No problem. Thank you, Ernest. Thank you, Ernest. So let's check out these cards. I'm going to separate them. Punisher. You know, they have their picture. What am I doing? It should be 3 piles. And notice I got to spin them into the right direction because I'm that kind of maniac. You know, I think like the older you get, the more like little like ticks and quirks you get. So just imagine if you were immortal. Just imagine you're 400 years old. like how many quirks? Like I think anybody who lived 400 years old would be like OCD. All right, so where's the box? All right, so let's put these miniatures back. And it's great. They got silhouettes of everybody, so they tell you where they go. So this is the Kingpin. Perfect. Bullseye goes next to the Kingpin, which is perfect. And then we got, where does Daredevil go? Oh, this is a cat. Daredevil goes there. Punisher goes there. I could tell by the shape, so that means that. All right. So, how do you feel about who's cool? Who's cool to take from this box? I'm thinking of some of the most awful ones ever. Okay, here we go, guys. We're doing America Chavez. Okay, America Chavez, Squirrel Girl, and Kamala Khan. There we go. Who are they going to fight? Who do they always fight? We're gonna fight MODOK. Okay. All right. So there we go. There we go. There's a fight. There's a fight. We can put the Kingpin back. All right. So let's get MODOK. All right. All right. So let's get MODOK's cards. Oh yeah, Kingpin's threats. Each hero has their own threats. So we got MODOK's cards. Because nobody wants to watch me pick up a bunch of